Hey guys, how's it going? So today we have a super fun project ahead of us. Jenny and Jerry from Creekside Nursery are here. Like, they flew across the country yesterday to help us out with this greenhouse project. So they have done this before, where you take a cold frame like we have right behind me, and I'll show you in detail. In fact, Jenny and Jerry aren't here yet this morning. I wanted to pop out here quick before like all of our help arrives so I could show you kind of what we have going on here and what the plan is. So basically you take a cold frame structure like this and you make it into a heated greenhouse, and you do that by using a double layer of plastic, blowing air between those two sheets of plastic, and then you install a heater inside. And we're also installing sides that open and lower on their own based on temperature, which will be a game changer for us. I'm looking so forward to it, and I'm hoping we can capture a lot of the process so you guys can kind of see how this is done. Okay, so you can see Russell's checking things out. We brought all of the plants out, all the tables that we normally have inside. We've got all the plants kind of stuck behind there, but the greenhouse, or the cold frame rather, is completely open. It hasn't looked like this since the moment we put the plastic on for the first time, which was 5 years ago. It was the very first thing we had installed in this property, or on this property rather. We had to have a fence removed. We removed all the sod in this area. It was a tremendous amount of work. I do remember that. And then we put in the cold frame so that we could winter over plants and so on and so forth, but it hasn't been heated, and it usually keeps everything about 20 or so degrees warmer in the winter. But to have the ability to maybe start some seeds in here, or grow some things on, or start things early like dahlias or whatever, because I haven't had really the proper temperature, proper area, and the space to do that sort of thing. Also, the greenhouse plastic we put on here 5 years ago was the plastic we removed. It lasted quite a number of years. It had a few tears in it, so it was time. And then we had a piece of shade cloth over that to kind of take the edge off of our summer heat, the sun, which I think we used 50% shade cloth, which was a little bit too much shade, but either way we can change that now. So this is called a Gothic arch cold frame. It is 36 feet long by 20 feet wide. So you can get like a whole bunch of different additional things, like these are the bows right here, the vertical ones, and then there's supports. You can see the supports in here. You can order as many as you want of those, or as few as you want of those. It kind of depends on your wind. We went for 3 at the time, and it's really done great for us, and we get some pretty high winds, and really, I mean, there's not a lot to protect us from the wind in this space. There are wall kits you can get for the end wall kits and door kits, but we wanted to kind of make the front of ours look a little bit more elevated, I guess, and a little bit more homey. And so we framed ours in with wood, which the back one you can see is framed in here with wood as well, but we didn't do the shakes because the front was the only place we really needed to do that, because that's the only spot you can see. Like, we don't really see the back of this, and we wanted maximum light, of course. And when you frame in like this, I mean, we are eliminating a little bit of light coming in. However, we figured there's a huge tree right here anyway. It was likely it was going to provide some shade to this side anyway. This is actually the same color that we painted in our great room. It's kind of a dark green gray. And then of course the shakes on the front. It's so fun. We've never treated the shakes with anything. We probably should. I'm surprised they actually look as good as they do. Of course, they look good right now because we got a little bit of rain this morning, which is atypical. And then the doors are custom. So we just wanted, I can't remember if it's an 8-foot opening here. We wanted the ability, you know, since we film videos, we wanted to make sure we could put a couple of tripods in the opening, and maybe even drive the gator in, or big carts, or get tables in and out with ease. Okay, this next part, I'll give you like a look at the pile of parts. I have no idea how this whole system kind of works. So anyway, this is going to be a learning process for me. But here are some of the parts. That looks to be the heater right here. That looks to be the plastic right here. So you can see that big fan right there. We've got a box of parts for the reeler that will bring the sides up and down. And then here are some other things. And you know, we chat with Jenny and Jerry a lot, and it kind of started in with Aaron asking Jerry, you know, okay, is this possible for our greenhouse? What do we need? Can you offer us some assistance, since, you know, they had done this before? And then it evolved into, hey, let's just come out there and help you guys. So super fun. And I'm hoping that Jenny and I actually have a chance to maybe go out and plant some things together as well while they're here. I don't know, maybe we can sneak away from this process. Also, one more thing, we did have a gas line trenched over from the house, which was fairly easy for them to do because it's all open. And that's how we're going to run the heaters, with natural gas. So the gas originates over there by the house, and they just brought, well, you can kind of see where those like dirt spots are. They kind of went right through here, whoop, right down through here, and it's back. We're gonna have to bring in a little more gravel. It's kind of settled, but the gas thing hookup is right there.
Yeah, I think so. We decided to put the gas meter right here because the barn's not going to go away.
Right.
But like, it is possible, like this entire structure could get moved somewhere someday.
Even after the updates today.
Yeah. Because it's really, I mean, there's not that much to it. It would take a couple days to move it, but it would take a lot more than a couple days to to move a barn.
And that'd be a shame.
So it seems like a more permanent, you know, spot. And then we can just trench across to run the gas.
Right. Oh, and here are all of our plants displaced. They're actually loving their life. They all got rain last night, so we may not have to bring the hose out. Can you even believe that?
Yeah. So now, do you sell these plants?
Oh, don't make me answer it again and again and again. I have a lime. Oh. Okay, everybody's getting stuff kind of lined out and ready to go. There's Jerry and Jenny right there. Hey. They're looking at the heater.
I guess we're gonna hang this thing first.
That's step one?
Step one.
Okay.
Heater hanger.
You'll also see a couple other guys. Paul is, of course, here helping out, and we've also got Jordan, got an extra set of hands right back there. So you'll see them popping in and out to give us a hand. I just can't tell you how excited I am to have some experienced professional people here to help us with this. It's awesome. Guys, so we're starting day 2 of the greenhouse project. I just wanted to give you an update on where we're at currently and what the plan is for today. So after they got the heater installed there, Paul and Jordan came in and installed this horizontal piece and this one here. So this one is where the poly, the greenhouse poly, comes down, and you use wiggle wire to attach it, and then it hangs down, and there's a pipe that runs through the bottom of the poly in a pocket that rests right on top of this piece here. Jerry also came out and installed, I'm assuming this is the bracket here for the blower, is that right? Okay, so this is the bracket where the blower will be installed. So that's in. So today we are going to be putting on the poly, putting on the reels for the sides, and just finishing everything up. And it is fresh out here this morning, like all of us are in winter coats. So it seems like the perfect project to do today. Get a greenhouse ready to heat up for winter. There it is. Yep. Fuel. Hey, bud. Are you coming out to help us?
Yeah.
Good deal. You look good. You look cozy. Yeah. wiggle wire, you can see that's what this is called. It fits down in the metal channel that we already put on, like installed onto the frame. So when the poly goes over it, you can just pinch it down in that channel with the wiggle wire. And that way when you need to change out the plastic or anything like that, it's very easy to take it down. And it doesn't pop holes in the plastic. That's probably the most important thing. Alright guys, so we are at the end of the second day. The greenhouse is pretty much done. So we're going to give you a tour. Actually, Jenny and Jerry are going to kind of walk us through everything in the greenhouse because they know it. They know what these things do and maybe what the parts are called, and I don't know that. So the only thing that we really have left, HVAC has to come to hook up the heater, of course, you know, to the natural gas. So we have them called and they'll be out here soon, but we're not heating it yet anyway, so it's not vital. And we'll have the electricians out to hook up the blower to an actual switch. Right now we just have it hooked into an extension cord, which works, so that we could see what it looks like all kind of inflated. Anyway, let's take a look at this thing. All right guys, walk us through.
All right, I'm gonna let Jerry go because he's the master greenhouse builder.
The expert.
He is the
Well,
expert.
first off, when I was explaining what, you know, we were doing, I said these metal things.
Yes,
you know,
the hat
so
base. Yeah, we had to install a new hat base because they have now a raisable curtain on the side to allow natural airflow without fans and shutters and all that good stuff.
Which is this right here. This is the curtain.
This is the curtain.
Which is like a heavy cloth fabric almost. So this will roll down and will rest on top of the hat base. And so on each little area that there are, I think it's almost every one, if we back up a little bit, it has these guys, what do you call these?
They're just a guide rail.
Guide rails.
Yeah.
So you can see they're like every few feet.
It's just to keep it in case if it's down halfway and you get a wind, it's not going to allow the curtain just to blow out.
Right.
Which y'all get a lot of wind,
We
a
do.
big wind gust. So that is what protects, and so the whole curtain just doesn't flow out.
Fly out.
Yeah.
Because
right.
before we had these curtains, we had plastic that went all the way down, and then it had wiggle wire, which is what kept it in place.
Right.
And this won't actually be held down by any kind of wire.
No.
So.
Because this has a pole in it that's quite heavy, and so that weight will hold the curtain down, and that provides the tension for it.
And then this provides the wind
stability.
protection.
That's right. That's right. Yes. And then the corners, you'll notice.
Oh, they're puffy. Look at you guys.
Yeah.
Ah, they're double layer.
Yeah, you see how it's, blocks the wind from making it into the greenhouse.
Right.
So that kind of seals it off.
So this part is going to be there, like,
It will be there permanently.
Permanently.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there probably will be another. Will there be another guide wire? Anyway,
No, I
the
don't
guide
think so
pole?
because it's just
that
it
enough?
gets so puffy right here.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't
we're
work
good.
well.
Well, and the plastic, so this is all inflated. You can see it. So that's double layered there. It comes down and hooks right in here. Right in here. This is what kind of pinches that plastic down in. And then the curtain is held in right here by this one.
Yes.
Right. So it was one big metal track that held all of this together.
That's
so it has
amazing.
multiple layers in there, and this just like is hammered in, and it can pop right back out. So that will be easier than wiggle wire.
Oh, for sure.
If you have to take it out or anything.
Should we pop inside? Let's take a look at
Yes.
the blower. Gentle hum.
It reminds me of a sleep machine, like
Yeah,
the
it
sound of a
does.
sleep machine.
I could sleep to that.
Yeah.
So I think we can go ahead and just put it
So-
on a minimum. So that's allowing the air to come in. We're full.
Boy,
So-
that did not take very long at
Yeah,
all.
I mean it has nice tension to it, so we can just kind of ask it to quit inflating so much.
So when you have it all the way open, that's when it's sucking more air
Yeah,
in
sucking
to
more.
send it here.
Right.
And so you can see, this is what I was talking about. The electrician's gonna come and actually put a switch right here so we can turn that on and off. But of course we couldn't schedule that until we had this all done, so.
Right.
Oh, and then the air transfer tubes.
Right. Yeah. So bringing in the air that's being pumped in by the fan from the roof to the sides. And then
Nice.
that's going all the way in 4 corners.
Yeah, you can see that there, there, and there.
And then the heater.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about that heater?
Yeah, so
It's a hot dog.
it is.
That's what it
It's like
says.
150,000 BTU for this size greenhouse. You're going to need to be using natural gas, so that's great. So it'll be controlled by a thermostat. So, Laura will be able to set it whatever she wants to at night for 59 degrees maybe, or 60 degrees, whatever you want to be able to do. Yeah.
And that's just held up by the chains, which are on these supports that were installed yesterday.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
None of this
so
would
we
work
had to
until
add, yeah, none of that, that really square tubing that we have. Yeah. So we had to add all that. That's the heater hanger kit that we added to the greenhouse to support the weight of the heater.
And it's perfect right
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Because
it
it
is.
lines right up with that little rectangle right above our door.
Right.
So it's great. And then, of course, we will put more track on the back, and we will attach more plastic with the wiggle wire.
Yes.
Right.
And then we'll do that with the doors as well. So it'll all be,
Nice and sealed in.
Yeah. This is what wiggle wire looks like. I may have already showed you, but that's what goes when we put the plastic back in. That's what the wiggle wire goes into to trap the plastic. Any other details I'm missing other than the fact that the curtain's down on this side? We wanted to leave that like that so we could show you what it looks like when the
Absolutely.
curtain is
Right,
down
right.
versus when it's up.
Right. And then, of course, that.
The motor.
Oh, well,
Well,
motor's kind of a big deal, huh?
It is a big deal, but these will be controlled by thermostat also. So Laura can decide what temperature she wants the greenhouse to maintain. So the thermostat will say, okay, well, it's 60 degrees and it's supposed to maintain 60 degrees. So they'll raise and lower depending on what the heat level is.
I love it.
I know. No more like running out here to
2 in the morning.
No.
Yeah.
It automatically does it. It is so nice.
I love it.
It's fantastic.
And that's the motor right there.
Yeah, this is the motor. So now you can manually control it with a cordless drill to get it up and down.
And then we'll have to have that wired in as well.
Yeah, this is the
There
wire.
it is.
I go to the
So-
vent boss, and there are 2 locations for both motors. And you can, at that time, even when you have electricity, you can manually tell it to come on just with a switch without relying on the thermostat to tell it to come on.
Right, but
Awesome.
it runs on this pole is the track, and so these are rollers, and so it just, when it turns on, it rolls down, and so this whole pole that runs the length, it'll spin, and so it unwinds, and then when it raises, it just rolls it
Can
back
we do
up.
that real quick? We have a
course.
drill sitting around here, don't we?
Going down.
It takes its time a little bit. There it goes. Look at that.
It's a beautiful sight, isn't
It is just such a beautiful sight. Especially like, you can do it manually this way, but we'll have it all hooked up to where it does it on its own. And when you live in an area where you can swing 50 degrees from, the middle of the night till the middle of the day, it's super important to have something like this to where it just will kind of do it on its own. And so we've been able to use this cold frame in kind of we'll just be able to use this cold frame in so many more ways than we were able to before. So it's just really gonna open up the world of possibilities for us for both growing and holding over plants and doing some fun special projects. Also, you may have noticed, I'm not sure if I had a camera on it, but I poured a concoction of cayenne pepper and peppermint oil and tea tree oil on the front of this greenhouse to try to keep Russell from getting up there. You guys, those of you who watch our wintertime videos from the greenhouse, he likes to get on top of there and walk around, and we cannot have him poking holes in here. So then I'm going to come along with some peppermint oil and spray down the sides. Hopefully that'll keep him away. Naughty kitty. Thank you both so much for your expertise and all of your
Great
help.
time.
Yes.
And coming all the way over here.
Thank you
We
for
couldn't-
having us.
Couldn't have done this without you.
It was a lot of
Very
fun.
good.
It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We will link the videos where they have done this to their greenhouse down below, and of course all of their socials as well. If you're not following them, I would recommend that you do. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.